Hi y'all. This is Regina. Welcome back. I have another red, white, and blue freestanding lace earring set I want to show you. Hang on just a second. All right, this is the gift tag that I'm getting ready to stitch, and whoops, these are the earrings. So I've done the stars in silver instead of gold. You can do whatever you want, so hang on just a second. I'm going to turn the camera. All right, so I've already done the white stripe, and it starts and stops, no stopping in between. Okay, you want to always trim your tails when you take it off to change your bobbin. And I'm just saying that in case you've never watched any of my video tutorials on freestanding lace earrings that I make and the gift tag. So when you buy the earrings, you always get a matching gift tag. So I did the white. I've already put my red bobbin wound from my red thread. You always want to wind your bobbin from your thread. Don't use bobbin thread. Hang on just a second. All right, I've got my red bobbin thread wound from my red thread from up top, and color stop number 2 on this. This is really quick stitching. This is the gift tag. It takes 17 minutes. I'm going to trim that little thread before it stitches over it. Okay. So I've kind of changed the way I'm doing the loop. I'm having it start with whatever color is touching it, and then it kind of incorporates it into that stitch and gets locked down so it doesn't unravel on you. I've had that happen when I put it in water because it has that maybe you cut the knot on the back or something and then it unravels, and that's what causes it, is cutting the knot on the back inadvertently, not realizing that's what you're doing. All right, so I'll let this stitch and I'll be right back. All right, so the red has finished. It's done a satin stitching around the edges of the red. Now I'm getting ready to do the blue stripe, which goes on the bottom of the white stripe. We change our bobbin. We cut our tails, which you only have one tail right here. Okay. And we put our blue thread in, blue bobbin thread, to match our blue thread at the top. And let me rethread. All right, I've got my blue thread in, got my blue bobbin in. Trim your tails. Hold on to that thread when you rethread. Don't let it suck it back down underneath. So if you've done the Stars and Stripes oval earrings, you've watched me give you 2 different methods of doing the stars. One is holding that thread or hold it and trim it before it starts stitching. Just don't let the top thread when you've rethreaded, there's always a tail. Don't let your machine suck it back down when you're doing these things. All right, I'll be back. So when I created these from the clip art that I had, the first thing it reminded me of was my husband was in the Air Force. He was Master Sergeant. And it just reminded me of Sergeant Stripes. So, if your husband was in the Air Force, he'll kind of understand that analogy. but I just like the way the stripes were when I saw the clip art. Alright, it's just finishing up the satin stitching around the blue stripes. And instead of the gold that's on the design, I'm using silver for the star. Alright, we're going to take this off. We're going to trim our tails. And this is the process you should use always when doing freestanding lace. At least mine. I don't know what the other people tell you to do, but I like to trim the tails. Alright, so we put our bobbin in, and then we change our top thread. Alright, so if you use the process of taking the hoop off, trimming the tails, changing the bobbin, and then threading, then you won't have an issue like I've had so many times of not changing the bobbin and ending up having that bobbin thread wrong color pulling up to the top and ruining your design. Alright, so this is color stop number 4 and will be the last color stop and it'll be done. And once again, there are the earrings. Whoops. There's the earrings. So you can see the size difference. Sorry, that wasn't centered. Okay, so this is going to go over the star one more time and finish filling it in. And when you do these little earrings, it's very important to trim those tails on the back. On the larger designs, it's not so critical, but these earrings are so small that your tails can get wrapped up where they shouldn't get wrapped up. Alright, so it's going to go around now and do a satin stitching around the star to secure everything together. Holds all those threads together. Satin stitchings help locks each section to the previous section. There you go. Alright, now I'm going to back this up and I'm going to take it out of the hoop and show you how much stabilizer. I don't throw all this stabilizer in a bowl. I cut it off, trim it up as close to the design as I can get, because I don't need to be trying to dissolve all this stabilizer. Just be careful and don't trim your threads, because if you do, oh dear, you're in a mell of a hess. So I just trim it close. And that way when I go to dissolve it, I'm not having to dissolve a whole bunch of stabilizer. All right, so here we go. There we go. So that's how much I trim back on the stabilizer. So I'll be right back when I finish dissolving this and show you. Now it only goes in hot water. I have a little pan that I use that's about this big, okay? And I put hot water. I throw it in there. As soon as all this stabilizer disappears, take the design out. Don't let it soak. You want it to have some body, and what the stabilizer that's left will help give it body, especially on your earrings. So I'll be right back. So how long do you leave your freestanding lace earrings and gift tags in hot water to dissolve the stabilizer? Let me show you. Here's my my gift tag. I have two paper towels. I'm going to use this little pan. This is the pan that I use. It had one of those meals from the grocery store, and I just saved it. I put in really hot water in the bottom, and that's just about all I do. Throw this in and give it a little gentle swish, and as soon as that stabilizer is melted away, I take it out, lay it on a paper towel, pat it. I do not rub the design at all. Turn that water off. Pat it, put it on another paper towel. Pat it. Okay. Flip it over. And then I'll take it in, and there we go. You have to kind of reform your hole, and that's it. That's all the time it takes to dissolve that stabilizer. You do not have to leave it and let it soak. You don't want it to soak. You want it to keep some of the stabilizer in the design to help give it body. So hang on, we're going to go back to my sewing room, and I'm going to show you how you can quick dry it. All right, so I'm back at my pressing surface. I take my chopstick and kind of reform that circle for your ribbon. This is the gift tag, and I do have a tail back here that I want to get rid of. So I keep paper towels that I've already used in here, and I've got it on one paper towel. This is a wool pressing mat, and I put it on top. I put a paper towel on top of my design. My iron is hot, and I just press, lift and press, lift and press, lift and press. Okay, so this helps get rid of the water. Be careful when you're peeling it back. I'm gonna flip it over gently, and while I'm here, I'm going to trim these tails that I forgot to trim earlier. Okay, put my paper towel on. Okay, so now I take and I put it on here, and I just keep lifting and pressing, lifting and pressing. Flip it over. Put it on my pressing mat. And just press. Don't let it sit very long, because if you do, you're going to scorch it. So just keep it moving, and then let it cool. Move it over to part of the mat or your pressing surface where it's not hot, and let it cool. And it won't take it any time to firm up and be ready to go. See? And that's how I do a rinse out the stabilizer and do a quick dry. So if it's not quite like you want it while it's still warm, okay. Okay, you can shape it and shape your, while it's still warm, shape your little circle. And that's all there is to it. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Bye.